Hi, my name is Mia and I am a youth ambassador at the Social Enterprise Attentive. So what you're currently watching is I'm doing I've time-lapsed myself doing a drawing which will then be a painting of a man wearing a protective face mask, much like the ones that we have to be wearing at the moment on things like public transport and work and school due to the pandemic. I'm going to be painting it in sort of a nice sort of retro, very colourful, vibrant way, and it has a slogan above it which is, I think, sort of relevant to everything that's been happening, just sort of a brief little summary of how everyone's been feeling, because everyone's been quite gutted, I think, about how nice the weather's been recently, and then we're still under kind of like lockdown regulations and everything. So the slogan says, being at home for summer is a small price to pay. I think everyone feels like they're losing out on a lot because they're missing one summer, because they have to stay inside, or because they can't see all of their friends, because we can only see like a limited amount of people with certain distance and certain households and things like that. So everything's quite difficult at the minute, and I think everyone feels like they're losing out on something big, but it's not as big as the world or the rest of our lives, which I think is what needs to be remembered right now. It's a small price to pay because staying at home, you're saving someone else's life. A lot's been lost in recent days and weeks and even months at this point. People are losing their jobs, their financial stability. People are losing their friends, their parents, their family members. It's difficult for a lot of people, so I think it's important that we remember that everyone is going through their own pain right now, and someone else's pain might to you seem more or less important, but it's not. Everyone is equally struggling, I think, with the lockdown situation in our own ways. So everyone needs to just remember that we need to do our part to help that this is over sooner rather than later, and then we can return back to some sort of reality, even though it probably won't be so for a while. But just something close to normal, where we can go out and see the people that we love, go to work normally, go out for a drink in the evenings, go to restaurants, date nights, that everything will kind of start to reshape itself back to the way it was. Anyway, I'm going to try not to kind of mutter on too much and just kind of let you watch the painting develop. I'll come back in and out, but just relax, I suppose. Just sort of take control of your breathing, find somewhere that you're comfortable, and just kind of enjoy the video. I don't know if anyone noticed, but I spilled a little bit of yellow paint on the neck, on the pink paint. So yeah, that kind of ruined it a little bit, but we can just pretend we don't see it. I'm going to make a few mistakes throughout the duration of this, which I'm sure that you'll see if you look hard enough. But if you don't, then don't worry, you won't see, and it will look perfectly fine, because it turns out fine in the end. And funnily enough, I think that there's quite a decent message in there. Not to make something out of nothing, but you know, Just because things go wrong don't mean that they won't turn out right. Not every mistake is detrimental to the final product or to you as a person. Like, mistakes are completely normal. Everyone does it. We're all human. I don't believe that you can actually learn in life without a little bit of failure, because there's nothing that's going to teach you what's wrong. There's nothing that's going to teach you what failure feels like. You need to get some things wrong sometimes, and you need to slip, make some mistakes. You need to do some things like that to know what's right and what's correct. Otherwise you won't know, because you won't know any better. Once again, I apologise, it is a bit messy to start off with, but I do promise it comes out quite nice in the end. It's all about being able to just put some trust in the process and just trust your own abilities, I guess, trust in yourself. I think that's important for everyone, really, not just doing a silly painting in my room on paper that I'm not supposed to be using. It's important for everyone in all kind of walks of life, being able to trust the process, being able to invest in something that looks like nothing and believing that it will be something one day. That's how a lot of small businesses that become big giant corporations, they start that way, because you can't start from something. Everything starts from nothing, and everything is about working your way up and building your company, building your empire, I suppose, your kingdom, if you want to call it that. I think it's all about just being able to put some faith in yourself and your own abilities, because you're capable of a lot more than you think. You have the entire world in your hands. You just choose not to look, and I think we all do sometimes, because it's a bit scary knowing that when you think about it, you actually can do anything you want to do. I think that gives us an amount of power that I don't think we're ready to have yet, but one day everyone will be okay with the fact that we are very powerful. Human beings are very, very powerful beings. We as individuals and as a society, we can do anything we want to do, and we can use that for good. We can use that for wealth, we can use that for social opportunity, economic opportunity, environmental opportunity. There are so many things that we can do as a society to better this planet and the human race in itself. I think an open mind is probably the most important part of all of this. Be ready to try new things even if they scare you. Be ready to listen to new opinions even if they scare you, or anything like that, because when you're stuck in your ways and you don't really want to change those ways, you're never going to see anything that contrasts that. You're going to be very narrow-minded, and no one can get very far if they're narrow-minded and then stay doing well, because it's very important being able to understand other people, what they believe, what they want or don't want, or like or don't like. It's the key to a lot of things: relationships, friendships, family, career, leadership. It's something that needs to be considered. As a company, I think we do consider these things a lot, because obviously at Attentive we aim to bring our community together and to bring people together, society, anyone that we can. We want to create a sense of community and unity between people, teach them new things, new new cultures, new walks of life, new experiences, and hope that they gain some life skills from that, which I think is really quite important. I've definitely learnt a lot working with Attentive. I've gained a lot from it personally. It's changed me as a person, I think, without like exaggerating the point too much or anything. I've definitely changed as a person, the way that I approach certain sort of situations, like business-wise, interviews, work, my educational career and things like that. It's definitely improved my social skills, being able to speak to people and in front of people, because I've always been a naturally very confident person, but it's taught me how to execute it in an appropriate way depending on who it is I'm obviously communicating with. And I think it's really important that people have these kinds of skills in their lives, these transferable skills that you can take everywhere with you in life. I think this period that we're in right now, where everyone's kind of stuck at home and not a lot of us have got much else to do, especially younger people or people who have been put on furlough, can't work and stuff like that. We've got a lot of time for some self-improvement, and not everyone needs to self-improve, I'm sure, but it's a good opportunity to let yourself grow and learn new things about yourself as a person. You know, take up a new hobby, try some new food, some new anything. Try a new look. You can experiment with hair, with makeup, with your style, outfits. You can engage with more things online so that you can stay in contact with people, new people, or people that you already know, social media, things like that. Sort of keep those skills engaged. I know that's not exactly easy for some people, and I completely understand that. It hasn't really been easy for myself. I know that being locked at home for a couple of months, not being able to get the social interaction that you need sometimes and see the same faces that you see every day, losing that kind of sense of familiarity and reality, it can be quite detrimental to someone's mental health. So I understand that sometimes it's not as easy as it sounds to just do something, just to start exercising and working out, or to start eating healthy, or to start taking up a new hobby, because that takes a lot of motivation that some people don't just have straight away. So I think we need to be mindful of that as well, how difficult this is for some people. I think something that really needs to be learned from the experience is not to take for granted what we have in everyday life. Like, all of the things that we miss now are the things that we would never have even dreamed of missing before this. I didn't think I was going to miss college. Just going in every day and seeing the same people, the same few people that I spent my time with. I didn't realise how much I was going to miss that kind of sense of routine that made me feel like I was doing something with my day, because now all of the days just kind of meld into one and I don't really know what day it is anymore or what time it is anymore. I don't think anyone really does. Even the people that still go to work, they probably are just as confused as we are as to what's going on. Missing things like being able to just pop down to the shop when you fancy it without having to queue outside at a 2-metre distance from everyone around you. Because that's going to be reality for a while, I think. But it wasn't before. I still have to get used to it sometimes. Just going to the shop round the corner, and when I get there everyone's wearing their face masks and standing in a queue that stretches all the way down the road, but there's about 5 people. Because we all have to be distanced. There's only 4 people allowed in at a time. And that's just for normal shopping. I can't even just go into town to do some clothes shopping, or I can't go to a restaurant and go out to eat with my friends, go to the cinema, go out with my family, unless I want to go for a walk in an open field. But even that's become quite nice, because it's a sense of freedom that I think everyone's lost. I think everyone feels a bit trapped. And we have done for a few months now. and that's okay, because we kind of are, but we have to be. I think we just need to understand that it's hard, but it has to be hard, because if it's not hard for this reason, it'll be hard because of something else. Just got to put the need that we have for a good summer on hold to save lives of other people. So yeah, that's the end. I'm sorry I went off on a bit of a tangent, but I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're staying safe and happy and healthy. Thank you. Bye.